Hello, YouTube family. This is Nanette Flynn with Take 5 with Nanette. And here we spend a few moments actually looking at nuggets of information that have the potential to help you and others change their perspective and learn to think for a change. Today, we are talking about how to make sure I stay on the road. And basically, what that has to do with is boundaries. If part of the reason that they created roads is to give us to forge a path that takes us to a destination. And a lot of people fight against boundaries. But one of the things that boundaries do is they help us to stay safely within an area so that we can actually move from point A to point B in the safest and quickest fashion. Without those boundaries, we would be all over the place. Think about before there were roads. People just had to figure out which way to go, between what trees, down what ravine, and they never knew what it held until that pathway had been forged and a lot of people had gone that way before them, and it began to clear out a road. Traveling on that road kept them on the path. So there are times when we set up things, whether it is a curb or whether there are signs along the way, to actually help keep us going the right direction, to keep us on the road and to keep us on task. I want to challenge you today to think about boundaries in a new way. Think about we've talked about self-control. Think about ways that you can set boundaries around yourself to make sure that you accomplish what you want to accomplish. So you can set boundaries around yourself and you feel good about where you're going, and you know that you're forging ahead and you're on that path that you set out on. And then choose to be grateful for those boundaries. See them as something positive in your life instead of something negative. You know, when I think about the 10 Commandments in the Bible, I know that those were commands that the Lord gave the Israelites. But when I think about them, one of the things that occurs to me is that what the Lord was doing was basically laying out boundaries for the Israelites to help them stay on the path that they needed to be on. The path that was going to lead them to the most fruitful and most successful life. We need to start looking at things that way. What if some of the things that the Lord, ways that God has put boundaries around you and has things He has said no to, what if those are actually a boundary to keep you moving in the right direction and to keep you from going off track? Once again, this is a good reminder to us that we know what we know, and we don't know what we don't know, and what we don't know is a lot. So we want to trust Holy Spirit because Holy Spirit knows it all. And make sure that that's who we are leaning on, that's who we are trusting in, that's who we are asking the questions for everyday life to, and waiting on an answer. So today, think about the things in your life and choose to look at those boundaries as something positive in your life instead of something negative, and see how that causes you to think for a change. Talk to you again later. Bye.